then I want to see another good chunk of your paper that talks about the lighting critically and kind of breaks it down. What worked well, what didn't work well, what was the style of it? Because those are the kinds of things that you guys are going to be presenting. What's the style of the lighting that you're approaching our town with? Okay? I think, did I have a question? Yeah.
So it could be like a page of a review, and then the second page could be the lighting review?
Yes, exactly. So you're looking at like sort of half and half. It can be a little, I would love to see a little more lighting. Some of you guys will have a hard time talking about lighting as much as I would like you to. I mean, I'd really like you to use that vocabulary. Talk about the tools of lighting, talk about the different things that were achieved. But yeah, it's a little bit of a review. But when I say review, not just it was a good show or it was a bad show.
No, say
yeah, I need some critical feedback. What made it good? Did you feel like maybe the costumes weren't quite right with the style of the show and they were too beautiful? Like they were too elaborate and they weren't appropriate to what you would imagine this world being? Was the set not working with the lights and why? That kind of thing. So I want to see some critical thinking and some like really kind of breaking down what you're seeing on stage. Okay. Then we will talk about presentation. On Tuesday, we'll start talking about presentations and stuff like that. When you do your presentations, whew, boy, these pens are just adding. Presentations, you're going to have to get up in front of the class, just briefly. And you're going to sort of tell us a little bit. You're not going to read it off the paper. I want you to actually speak to the class. You're going to tell us a little bit about what your concept is. Tell us a little bit about the play. Tell us who you are, all that kind of stuff. And then you're going to run your 3 cues. So presentations, you're going to do a little bit of talking, and you're going to do 3 cues. And again, I want you to think about fade times as well as the actual look. So I don't want to see 3 cues with 3 default times. I want you to think about the timing of the cues as well. So today, ideally, you're going to work with your partner. You're going to try to go a little further with the cue list. You're going to talk about how you're going to break it up over vacation so that you can come back and be able to complete it by the end of class on Tuesday. But ideally, if you guys can get far enough, I would love it if some of you could take time today and make sure if you didn't get a chance to touch the console and try to record cues, I would love it if you guys could take turns and maybe today go up and try to record a few cues so you just feel comfortable setting a cue, recording it, setting another cue, setting the times, and going back and forth between cues and hitting the go button to make them play. Okay? So you guys can use today's time to do that as well as do your cue list. All right, so you guys feel free to go ahead and break up in groups. If you guys walked in late, I have quizzes to hand back. Let me hand back quizzes first, and then those of you who weren't here last class, I'll group you up.